I love our introduction, bro. I just want to put that out there. Field level, the football podcast of the West Coast. I'm Pat. That's Quan. That's Mees. It's the field level, man. How y'all gentlemen doing tonight, man? You good? Quan was good, man. I see you got the mask still around your neck. COVID-19 is still prevalent. Safety first, bro.
Safety first, man. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm blessed, healthy. I'm kind of upset that you got me on the tee tonight. I don't got that. I just got home, but it's okay. I'm good, though.
Man, what's going on with my brother, man? What's going on with me? I can't even hear you, bro. You got to connect them AirPods, man. Connect them AirPods, man. Get them AirPods right. But nah, man, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, man. What a day, what a day, what a day. It's been a good couple days, man. It's been a good few days as it pertains to this. Let me unmute his mic, see what happens. Miles got your mic. Unmute your mic right now, Mees, and see if it works.
Am I good? I'm good.
You good?
Good. Right. What's going on with you, bro?
Blessed. Man, just got off work. Trying to get it right.
Team 55th team. As y'all see, man, CT not with us tonight, man. He got a little personal family matter going on. Prayers up, making sure everything is good on his end, man. And
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? All that love that's in the building on there. Man, I wanted to talk tonight, man. We're not going to be before y'all very long. That's how we say it in the church world. You know what I'm saying? In the church world, we say, I won't be before you very long. But no, it's been a good couple of days when it comes to football, man. A lot of crazy stuff is happening. A lot of things that went down. Playoffs are upon us, man. Playoffs are here. Playoffs went down. It went down on Saturday and Sunday. We talked about it a little bit Sunday night. But I want to talk about it a little more in depth tonight, man. I want to talk about maybe these previous games going forward, looking forward. And I'll start off with you today, Quan. Going into this week's divisional round.
Yeah, you're right.
What excites you the most, man? Like, what are you looking forward to going into divisional round of the playoffs?
I'm really, really intrigued, and I know this is going to be a hometown thing because, we cover the West Coast, but I'm really intrigued by this Rams and Packers game.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many top-level talent on both sides of the field. Both teams got some all-pros. You got, of course, Aaron Rodgers, who's probably going to be MVP. Facing that defense, they got two all-pros. And if they stay on this arc, they'll both be in the Hall of Fame. We're talking about Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey.
Right.
And then on the Packers D, not really a lot of all-pros, but we all know they got some names. We got the Smith brothers on the ends.
Jair Alexander,
who was a highly underrated corner, in my opinion. He doesn't get talked about enough.
Right.
And then, and their linebackers are unproven, but they're solid. So I'm really excited about that game, man. And I'll let Mees have his opinion. But when we start breaking that game down, man, I'm telling you, that's gonna be interesting.
It is what it is. Miles, what you got to say about that?
We just going about all the games or just that game?
Whatever you most intrigued about going into this weekend.
I'm intrigued about the GOAT versus Drew Brees. Real talk. Honestly, getting those guys for the third time, seeing how the dynamic's going to play out. Just seeing how, the Saints may stick with a couple things, maybe change it up, seeing if the Buccaneers going to change anything, see if Mike Evans can stop getting clamped every time by Marshawn Lattimore. I'm eager to see
y'all know Miles is a Saints fan. Just like
he's our resident Saint. He's our resident Saint.
Come on. But yeah, I'm eager to see that game, and to Quan's point, I'm eager to see this Rams versus Packers game. I'm eager to see this matchup between Jalen Ramsey and Devontae Adams. I'm eager to see if they'll have Jalen following them all the way around, or will they do what they did last week against the Seahawks and just say our DBs are better than your receivers. So that's why I'm eager to see. I'm always been an NFC guy. AFC, I think is going to play out. Chiefs going to probably pull it all the way to the end, but who's to know? Who's to know what's going to happen?
Yeah, and I think I'm right there with you guys. What you looking at, kind of what's going on is with that Rams and that the Rams and the Packers game is very intriguing to me because at the end of the day, you got the Rams who are going into this game a little beat up. There's a little, some stuff out there. You got Aaron Donald with his ribs, Cooper Kupp. They're trying to figure out if he's going to play or not. We don't know for sure. If Cooper Kupp doesn't play, then you have Jair Alexander who can really kind of focus, like the same way we're talking about Jalen Ramsey. You have Jair who can really kind of focus on Robert Woods and take that assignment and make, shut him down, so to speak, and see what happens in there. I'm really intrigued, though, when you talk about the Smith brothers and then you talk about Cam Akers. Right? If they can control the line of scrimmage on defense, because you are dealing with a Rams offensive line that is kind of beat up. They're not all the way there, man. That Rams offensive line is not 100%.
For sure.
And, it's Darius Smith and the other Smith boy. You put them in there, and we got a different dynamic going on there. So that Rams-Packers game is going to be very intriguing. I think that we're still kind of dealing with – we're dealing with how do I say it? You're dealing with an Aaron Rodgers, I feel like, who is still trying to prove a point, who is still kind of like, in a situation where like Jordan Love, all right, for sure, watch this. So I said that earlier in the year, and I feel like now you about to get an Aaron Rodgers that's going to take it up to a whole nother level, as well as Devontae Adams, who wants his respect. You're dealing with a Devontae who y'all still over here. Y'all talking about Julio. Y'all talking about D-Hop. Y'all talking about this person. Y'all talking about that person. Devontae Adams may be the best receiver in football and doesn't get that same notoriety as the Julios and the DeAndre Hopkins. So I feel like going into this game, you got a Packers team that's trying to prove a point. They're not out here to just play football. You know what I'm saying? And I think they're catching, and this is just being honest, they're catching a Rams team at the right time.
Oh, absolutely.
Jared Goff isn't 100%. Aaron Donald isn't 100%. Cooper Kupp isn't 100%. That defense, I'll say this. I'm actually excited about what the Rams defense has put on film the last few weeks. They looking real solid. They're looking real solid. But I think that if Aaron Donald's not 100%, and I'm thinking he's going to be still irregardless because it's Aaron Donald, but he's still. But if he's not able to get after Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Rodgers is able to get comfortable back there,
yeah,
Aaron Rodgers comfortable? Come on, man.
I think Aaron Donald would have came because I think he would have came back and played in the game last week if they didn't feel like they had it in the bag. So I think it's more of a pain tolerance thing with him. He said today he was going to play. McVay said the Terminator. I guess that's his nickname for him. The Terminator is going to play. But Miles, I'm gonna throw a little jab in here at your Saints here. Who is Gardner Johnson gonna get ejected this game? Call it out right now. You know what's gonna happen.
You know what's crazy? I'm feeling an Antonio Brown with an early exit.
Ooh.
Antonio Brown, because you know what I'm gonna say? He's probably the hottest receiver right now for the Buccaneers because Godwin has the drops. He has the drops. Mike Evans, he's probably coming in limping a little bit. But I just think the Saints do a great job with those three corners. Well, if you treat Gardner as a corner, they do a good job of matchup game. Jack Rabbit's going to follow somebody. Marshawn Lattimore is going to follow somebody. I think they do a pretty good job. But to answer that, I think the exit for Antonio. I think he's never really been in this place. Okay. I mean, since he was with Big Ben. Now he's trying to win with Tom Brady. And if you guys watched the last game that they played, it was on NFL Films. 22 was getting under the GOAT's head as well.
Okay.
He was cussing. He was doing a couple little things,
Interesting.
Guy.
We still gonna make our predictions a little bit later in the show, but I want to say this, man. Another game that kind of got me like, I don't know.
Where you going?
That Browns and Chiefs game. The Browns are playing good football, man. They really are. Y'all didn't expect that Browns defense to do what they did last week. They came out early. Granted, it was some mistakes on the Pittsburgh Steelers end, but the Browns played tough throughout that game. Big Ben came back. I mean, you throw the ball 60-something times, you're gonna get your completions. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna happen. Sure. You know what I mean? But I think that at the end of the day, that Browns and Chiefs game has all the makings for me of upset. Kevin Stefanski will be back this week.
Yep.
They'll also get back a couple players that they didn't have last week. So there's a good chance they can play that team tough, man. I think the Chiefs is not that same juggernaut that they were last year for me personally. You know what I mean? They're
I know you've been saying that all year, yeah.
Yeah, they're a little more susceptible. Don't know if Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to play. Right. I mean, he has that high ankle coming in. Anybody had the high ankle a week before, 2 weeks before. He has that high ankle. Don't really know what's going to happen with him. Then you have, Le'Veon Bell didn't get a lot of touches. Was week 17, didn't get a lot of touches that week. So I don't know. I don't know what they're going to look like. That offense has been dynamic, but then it's also kind of been at the same time. You know what I mean? So I'm interested to see what that's going to look like, at the end of the day with that as well.
Browns, man, I'm struggling with this team because your opening point about them that they're playing good football is absolutely right. They are winning these games the old school way, running the ball, play action, playing D. But let me say this though: the Chiefs are going to come in with probably the same game plan that every team that tries to play Cleveland is: stop the run enough. I think Nick Chubb is now in the category of you might not be able to stop him completely, but you got to try to minimize how effective he is, right? So
agreed.
If they sell out to stop the run game, him and Kareem Hunt, and just make them be like, 60 to 70 yards apiece. If you can do that, to me, that's kind of their way of minimizing that. And trying to make Baker beat you playing straight up, straight drop back passes, straight going through your coverage, your reads, and not making easy completions for Baker with the play action. If they can do that, I am not a full believer in Baker at that point yet. And then it comes back.
What does he have to do, Quan? The man threw for over 304 tugs a couple weeks ago. But what does he have to do?
Okay. So let me put this out there. For the people. Ryan Tannehill.
Put it out there for me. I need to know too.
Okay, well, listen, for you. Ryan Tannehill had a very good year this year, right?
Right.
Okay. Who's running the ball over there? King Henry. It's easy to every quarterback that has a dominant run game.
That's different.
No, listen.
Go ahead.
Listen. Any team that has a good run game, it makes it job easier for the quarterback, correct?
Correct.
So in turn, we can say the run game makes the quarterback look that much better than he already is. Look at how the Bucks, and I know Miles will speak to this because the Saints are about to play him. Look at Tom Brady with the Bucks. Everyone knew Tom Brady was playing well, but he wasn't that same dude. So what they do, they started incorporating the run game more. They started feeding Ronald Jones more. And now look, boom. Patrick Mahomes, if he had when Clyde Edwards-Helaire was doing his thing, boom. So I just think if we can make Baker just a drop back passer, I'm not saying he'll be trash, but I'm saying he will at least not be as dominant as he was looking these last couple weeks.
It's tough for me, and this is why. Because you talked about the Titans, right?
Yep.
Who's the backup to Derrick Henry?
McNichols and some other dude.
All right, cool. Who's the backup to Chubb?
Kareem Hunt.
You get no reprieve, bro. You get no reprieve. Chubb goes out, does his thing. You take him out. Kareem Hunt comes in and does his thing. There is no way that you're going to stifle that run game all together, especially not with that Chiefs front seven.
Well, I mean, it's not impossible because the Browns do have some losses on their records, and their losses, some of them have been in low-scoring games.
Right, but at the same time, you got to throw a little bit more respect on Baker's name. When Baker has had the opportunity, and when it's came time for him to put the ball up in the air and make some plays, he's made the plays. You know what I mean? He's done what he's had to do to get the wins. But at the end of the day, if the Browns defense, this is what it's going to come down to. If the Browns defense can hold that Chiefs offense a little bit, Baker's not trash, Chris, shut up. Here you go again. You already not making sense. If that Browns defense can hold that Chiefs offense, let's say 24, I say 21 to 24.
You know that's not happening, but okay.
If they can do that, I'm saying the Browns have a good chance. What you feel, Miles?
You know what? The dynamic of this game, I think it kind of goes back to what Quan saying is about this run game. But you know what? Watching that Pittsburgh Steelers game last week, I feel that I don't think the Chiefs will make as many mistakes as the Pittsburgh Steelers did.
Good point. Good point.
it was like maybe end of the second quarter, third quarter, I really started looking at the Browns DBs, and I started getting unimpressed because no. Let me say this. Let me say this. There were two drives that Ben and them raced down the field where it kind of had me like, is they about to pull off a crazy comeback? You know, and I felt like it was a lot of time in the game left.
Right.
Every time I think of Mahomes, and I'm sorry to say this, Quan, is I think about that last meeting with the Chiefs versus the Raiders, and it just how Mahomes he methodically it doesn't matter it doesn't matter about the moment, it just matters about he gonna get that win. Now, what I will say about the Browns is I do feel that Chubb and Kareem Hunt are the X factors of this game, 100%.
Yes,
because Chubb brings the element when the ball is on the opposite side of the 50, he can take it the distance at any moment because he hits the hole so hard, right?
Yes.
Kareem Hunt is that red zone guy. He's gonna make people miss. He's kind of slippery to tackle.
Yep.
But I don't know if you guys know this stat that since Nick Chubb has been in the NFL, in the fourth quarter, he averages 10 yards per carry to finish games. He averages 10 yards per carry in wins. I'll say this, in wins in the fourth quarter. So, like, honestly, if they keep this game close to the fourth quarter, Browns, I see Browns sneaking it out. But if it gets ugly early, because I'm going to tell you like this, that, like I said again, that Browns secondary, number 34, I don't know who that was at corner, but I know Denzel Ward. I know Denzel Ward will be coming back. I know he will be.
I was going to say.
But he's coming back off of COVID, though.
But the only thing,
it ain't off no leg injury.
Listen, but I think we still forget though. We still have arguably the fastest guy in the NFL at receiver.
No argument.
And I'm gonna tell you this. There's nobody on that secondary that can guard that guy. Nope. Arguably, there's nobody that can stop. Bye, Pat. I don't.
What did he say? What did he say?
No, we're not doing that. Oh. And then we're gonna also even say nobody can guard Kelsey, and I think Le'Veon will probably be a better playoff back than he was in the regular season. That's just my opinion.
He gonna have to be.
But you know what? The Chiefs been doing it all year, having 10 carries in a game and winning games. You get what I'm saying?
But a lot of their plays. Is that a formula for playoff winning?
The only reason I'll say that it may be is because they were still winning games regardless of it. You get
and
what
they
I'm
did
saying?
it all.
But wait. Damian Williams last year wasn't putting up 10 carries in the playoffs.
Oh, no, definitely not.
That wasn't something that was happening. So they had the consistent running game. And that's what I'm saying. That's what made them a juggernaut last year, is because you did have a back like Damian Williams who came in and ran the ball effectively, which guess what? Opened up the pass even more for a plethora of different weapons. But guess what? The Browns this week, speaking to your point, Miles, Denzel Ward is back. Guess what? Their starting nickel, Kevin Johnson, he's back. Then you have a guy like MJ Stewart who also shows you that he can play at that high level in the playoffs. So you'll see more of him. You got to say this. Unless, I'm going to say it like this. Unless that Chiefs running game shows up, the Chiefs are in trouble. I don't care what nobody's saying. Wow. Unless that Chiefs running game shows up,
I don't agree with that, though, Pat,
I don't care if Pat want to drop back and throw the ball 50 times. You cannot do that and win a game, man.
But you know, I'll say to this point,
it's the playoffs.
I'll say to this point, even the Browns were one of the top teams to force takeaways, they still didn't really do too well as far as giving up in total yards. And I'm gonna tell you like this: the Chiefs are a total yards team. Like that's all they're gonna do. Like you got jet sweeps, you got quarterbacks running motions, Pat. You get what I'm saying? And another thing is they're technically going off of 2 bye weeks. You get what I'm saying? They're going off of 2 bye weeks. So what I'm saying is, but I'm saying there's a lot of guys that are well rested. There's a lot of scheming going into play. I just can't see my homeboy.
All right, so look,
coming in and thinking and gonna let Baker come out play him.
So real quick, and then that is, if you want to move on, we can. Miles hit on the matchups, right? a lot of this too, if the game is tight, like Miles kind of said earlier, if it comes down to the fourth, a lot of things are going to come down to matchups in these playoff games, right? Who's better in crunch time? He already mentioned Tyreek Hill cannot be guarded by anybody. Now we say Denzel Ward, I get it. He don't got that kind of quick twitch like that, and also he can play, but he's coming off of COVID, and we don't know how he'll respond. Even Lamar Jackson, who had COVID, said when he came back, he didn't feel comfortable until like 2 weeks after that. So we don't know how he'll come back. Now, Kelsey.
Give that man some oxygen.
Oxygen. So the Browns starting safeties, right? They rotate three. They have Sendejo, who's not going to guard Kelsey one-on-one. Carl Joseph, who we know can't guard Kelsey one-on-one because he was on the Raiders in that division, playing him a couple times a year, wasn't doing well. And the third guy is, I think, Ronnie Harrison, or no, not Harrison. I think it is Harrison, somebody. So Kelsey's going to get a lot of matches where he's going to be more heavily targeted, I'll say. And then the last thing, Pat, is this. If it comes down to Miles mentioned in the Steelers game, the Steelers had pretty much spotted them 28 points or 21 points off the jump, off turnovers.
That's what I'm saying.
Right? If they play the Chiefs, do you trust the Browns defense more than you trust Patrick Mahomes? Because you're going to have to get 30 at least to beat the Chiefs. At least 30. Can you guarantee the Browns get 30 if
I can't guarantee nothing. I'm not playing.
Oh, okay. Well, still, all I'm saying is
I
this,
can't guarantee nothing.
And Chris mentioned what's Baker's record when he throws more than 30 times. Exactly.
It's the playoffs. All that stuff goes out of the window, bro. Like y'all be acting like sometimes
the Raiders beat the Browns too.
No, Pat, I get you. Now, playoff football, I think, is required. You're required to have a good defense and a great running game to finish off games. But I don't feel like you need that if you have too much firepower to start off a game. Because what I will say, let's just say, hypothetically, I know we can't go back. If, let's say, we have 2 less turnovers from Ben Roethlisberger that didn't result in scores, then we have a game where, arguably, the Browns are at home. You get what I'm saying? I feel like there was a couple. I feel like there was a couple.
Pop said if it was a fifth, we all be drunk. That's what Pop said.
100%.
I mean, the Bills don't got no run game, and the Bills put up points. We ain't talking about them now. You know what I'm saying? They don't run the ball. What's the difference?
And that's an issue with them as well. You're not gonna try to catch.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
Oh, you say
okay, let's go.
Like it's
yeah,
bad.
Get to that.
But the thing about this is, and I want to move on because we got to move. We can't stay here all night. But you guys talked about Tyreek Hill. Nobody in the NFL is checking Tyreek Hill one-on-one. Nobody. So what you got to do is you got to scheme for him. And if the Browns scheme over the top, covered, whatever, but you have somebody, your safety over the top of him at all times, what you're going to have to do. Then if you can slow him down, if he gets, 8 catches for 78, that's a win. You know what I'm saying? That's a win.
Yeah.
If you get him 8 catches, 78, a touchdown, I won that matchup that day. You're not about to just shut him completely out. You got to make Hardman. You got to make Watkins. You got to make Kelsey. You got to make those dudes beat you. Why do I say you got to have to make those guys beat you? Because it's not as dynamic. It's not the downfield passing game that opens the takes the top off of the defense and just goes crazy. Kelsey on the crossers underneath, but that slows the game down. It makes the game gritty a little bit more than a Tyreek Hill over the top. So that's just kind of how I feel about that particular situation.
And it'll come down to the Browns pass rush too. I'll say that.
I mean, Myles Garrett ain't weak.
Come down. Hey, listen, they were blocking him with 3. They were blocking him with 3, and they were blocking the other 3 with 2 last week.
Got to figure that out. With that being said, man, I wanted to kind of touch on this coaching stuff, this coaching thing that's going around. You see, there's been a lot of different openings. You have the Houston Texans, the New York Jets, the Jaguars, the Chargers. Am I missing somebody? Jets, Jags,
Lions,
Texans, Lions, Chargers. I feel like I'm still missing one.
And Houston.
And the Falcons too.
And the Falcons. That's the other one.
Well, yeah.
So it was reported today, and I just kind of want to get you guys an idea. Robert Saleh looks like he's probably going to be a Jet. It's probably like Robert Saleh is going to be the next head coach of the New York Jets.
It would be the worst thing for him.
Sucks for him, but kind of looks like that's what's going to happen with him. I was hoping that he would not. Oh, and the Eagles. Good call, Pooh. The Eagles and the Lions. But with that being said, you know, Robert Saleh, I'm hating that he's going to take that Jets job just because I don't think he'll be successful there. I really don't think that. But then it's also being reported that offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy, who is probably known as one of the best offensive coordinators in the league, they're saying he's not going to get a job this year.
Yeah, I seen it. How you feel about that? Before I go,
it's absolutely terrible. It's absolutely terrible, especially when you have these teams, i.e. the Chargers, young quarterback. Falcons probably going to get a young quarterback. Lions going to probably grabbing a young quarterback. Jacksonville for sure is going to have a young quarterback. And you have a guy like Bieniemy that is not going to get a job, which is crazy. They think that Andy Reid is a little more than what Andy Reid is as far as the play calling. He's not doing the play calling. That's Eric. So I think that him not getting a job right now is a little sketch. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know.
You know, I seen a report today that said that he might not, or something that's contributing to him not getting a job is because of the timing of interviews, and he's not able to interview because they're expecting the Chiefs to go all the way to the big one. So I'm like, I think that's a cop out.
Huge.
I think he needs to be a head coach. I don't know which job he should take, but you know, speaking back to Robert Saleh and the Jets, I actually think, well, I don't know this for sure, but I'm gonna assume, right? If he takes the Jets job, we know that's the team out of all the teams we just mentioned that doesn't have a lot of household names with talent, I should say. I don't want to say don't have talent because you're in the league, but they don't have them names, right? But maybe he took that because with them in such like in the basement so much, maybe they're willing to give him more power when it comes to personnel.
Give him the team.
Right. I'm not saying they'll give him the GM job and the head coach job, maybe not in title, but he might have more influence over there to kind of structure the team how he wants it from top to bottom. You know what I mean? Opposed to going into some of the other situations like Jacksonville, where they got Pro Bowlers on that 1-15 team, or going over to the Lions, where they got guys who have made noise, Marvin Jones, Matt Stafford, or Hawkinson, et cetera, et cetera. So I think the Jets job, I'm not saying it'll be bad, but maybe he's taking it maybe for other reasons that haven't been reported. You know what I'm saying?
No, I definitely understand what you're saying, but I want to make it clear. And this is a serious moment on the field level, and I hope that everybody understands what I'm saying when I say this. You got Urban Meyer, who hasn't coached in the NFL in who knows the day when. Don't know if he'll be successful at all. You're talking about giving him the Jags job. Don't know if he's going to be successful at all. Eric Bieniemy is one of the best offensive coordinators in the NFL and won't get a job because he's black.
Facts.
And it's kind of upsetting, and it's a little irritating when you have the credentials, when you have who can argue that Chiefs offense hasn't been probably one of the best offenses, if not the best offense over the last 4 years.
You can't.
Eric Bieniemy is the head of that offense.
Big right.
Not getting a look. Shout out.
Do you think? I think CT mentioned this that Anthony Lynn getting fired probably puts a stain on everybody that look like us. Unfortunately,
and that's absolutely terrible. That's absolutely terrible. And if that is the case, what was Anthony Lynn's record the first year in with the Chargers? Does anybody know off the back of their head, top of their head?
Nope.
First year with the Chargers. Let me see. What was that? 2018, right? Was it 2018 or 2019? 2019.
He was only on the Chargers for 3 years. It seems like forever.
I can't really remember, but with the Chargers, in 2018, 2019 season, 12-4. 12-4. Let that sink in. 12-4 with the Chargers in 2018. 2019, they were 5-11. Right, he's been there since 2017. Thanks, Chris. But 2017, 9-7. Came back to 2018, 12-4. 2019, dropped down to 5-11, and then he comes back in 2020 this year, and they go 7-9, right? With the rookie quarterback,
Yep.
Without your star all-pro, Pro Bowler, free safety, with the amount of offense with defense that they had the injuries on, all
And
those injuries
COVID.
on their defense, and COVID, with Austin Eckler missing a whole lot of time, you have a guy literally was there for 4 years, had 2 winning seasons, 2 losing seasons, but never had less than 5 wins, and had was 7-9 this year.
Yep.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Like let's call a spade where it's at. You know what I'm saying? I love Kyle Shanahan. Does Kyle Shanahan have a better record than Anthony Lynn over the last 4 years?
He doesn't, but he got to the bowl. So, I mean.
Understandable. But Kyle Shanahan still does not have a better record.
No, he doesn't.
Than Anthony Lynn. I see Cliff Kingsbury in here. Come on, man. Like, this is calling a spade and being honest and being true about what's going on around us. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we got to get to, because it's a shame that you keep on finding situations like this around this league where guys that, like Anthony Lynn, who are qualified, who are winning on this level, who honestly, Anthony Lynn, you give him a second-year quarterback in Justin Herbert, you give him that whole team back, who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what it gives me? It gives me that Mark Jackson feel.
Ooh, that's a nugget right there.
Honestly, Anthony Lynn is not a bad coach. Anthony Lynn is a good coach. And now you have Eric Bieniemy, who is arguably the best, one of the best offensive coordinators in the game, and he's going to be without a job. This is absolutely ridiculous. They talk about the Rooney Rule. Man, throw the Rooney Rule out. Oh, yeah. I got it. Because it's almost a slap in the face. I got to interview a black guy.
At this
Doesn't
point,
hire him.
Yeah. At this point, and Miles, I want you to jump in and go first on Pat's next time, but I just want to say this. At this point, if he doesn't get a head coaching job this season, if I was him, I would just wait till Andy Reid walk out and just take the Chiefs over, and then I'll have a dynasty with
big fat. I was saying that same thing, Quan. Honestly.
Okay. At this point, if you don't get one this year, might as well.
The same. Okay, so people talking. I see Pops over here talking about they saying Eric Bieniemy can't interview because of tampering rules. Let's rewind. Wait, was Kyle Shanahan in the Super Bowl the year that Niners hired him? I think so. He went throughout the whole playoffs. But and because the Niners said, I want to make sure that I want to get the guy that I want, you know, I'm a wait.
Yep. Oh, and also, it's not even that he can't interview if that's the case, but we don't even hear reports saying that teams want to interview him. The only team that says something that they wanted to interview him that I've heard was Deshaun Watson, and the team told him, nah.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy. Deshaun Watson says, I want Eric Bieniemy, and you say no? Straight up. Franchise quarterback, and that's why you're about to suck for the next 7 years.
Hey, no interview, no Zoom call when the season over, just nah.
Uh-huh.
It is what it is, man. Let's move on, man, because my blood pressure. I want to jump in, man. We got this thing that we do every Wednesday. Well, not every Wednesday. We're doing it this Wednesday. We call it Hot Take Wednesday. I want you to throw something hot out there, man. Throw something out there that you can't, maybe not easily explain, maybe not easily understood, but it's your particular hot take. Quan, I'm going to start with you, Miles. I'm going to come to you last because I want to give you the opportunity to really sit back and think about that thing. It's on you, Q. Holla at me.
I text this in the group. Mitch Trubisky and the Bears. The Bears already said they are retaining the GM, Ryan Pace, and they're retaining Matt Nagy. But in that retaining quote that I saw, they said that they need to have a clear plan for what they want to do at quarterback, and it's not going to be Mitch. So my hot take is this. They're going to try to move Mitch and a whole lot of draft picks and probably throwing Khalil Mack in there because I think they want to get off his contract even though he's producing. I think they want to get off of that and just rebuild. They're going to try to package Mitch and Mack and a pick to the Texans for Deshaun Watson. Because if that happens, the Texans, I'm not saying they believe in Mitch more. We know Mitch ain't better than Deshaun right now. But when you have an unhappy quarterback who's clearly unhappy, you're not going to give him a coach he wants. You traded away all the best assets. He wants out. If he makes a big enough stink, he'll get out.
A good one, Quan.
Mitch is at least serviceable. I think this year we can all agree that Mitch showed he was serviceable. Yeah. With growth still there. You get Mitch, you get Mack, who's still in his prime, so that fixes the J.J. Watt aging issue, and you get a pick.
You might have to throw a couple picks in there.
A couple picks, but the Bears.
I feel like nobody want to go to Chicago though. Come on now.
Hey, Chicago. Look, Chicago's ready. Chicago showed us they're ready to win right now.
I don't know.
Yeah, but you got to think of
just threw away Khalil Mack.
You got to think about receivers.
But you still got to
keep.
Look, listen. You still got Akeem Hicks, who's just as productive as Mack, except for the sacks as he plays in the interior. You got Eddie Goldman coming back, who opted out for COVID, but he'll be coming back. You got Roquan Smith.
I'm talking about what you bringing for Deshaun. Like I'm talking about what you giving him.
Well, the only receiver
he got Allen Robinson.
Allen Robinson is the only receiver.
And Sims.
But Allen Robinson is the only receiver who said he's trying to get out of there. But if they get Watson, bet you he won't get out of there. And Robinson's a number one. Let's not play. He's a number one. What you mean? Allen Robinson is better than any starting receiver on the Texans right now. Am I lying?
No.
Okay, then. So he got something.
It's not hard to be better than Brandon Cooks and Golden Tate.
Man, y'all.
Yeah, but Allen Robinson getting old. Quan, he's starting to get easy to get locked up.
And that's a good thing too. Like Chris said, Deshaun Watson does have a no trade clause, and
Chris, he's that can be rearranged.
And he's only going to waive that no trade clause for where he wants to go. So if it's not somewhere that he wants to go, he's not going to waive that no trade clause.
Hey man, it's a hot take.
And Chris says that he's not better than Will Fuller.
He's better. He's better than Will Fuller because Will Fuller's not available enough. Straight up.
I thought Chris was banned from this show, but okay.
Is what is. My hot take is this, man. Y'all ready?
Let's go.
My hot take is this. A couple weeks ago, we talked about Jamal Adams being one of the best in the league.
Oh my gosh.
We talked about Budda Baker being one of the best in the league. I now want us to consider and to make a stamp that Jimmy Ward is top 4 safeties in this league.
No argument there.
Jimmy Ward is a top 4 safety in this league. Dare I say, might be top 3.
No, he's not top 3. He could be top 5.
Might be top 3.
Who he beating out between Baker, Jamal, and Tyrann Mathieu? Who he beating out?
One of them.
Out of those 3?
Yep.
Today
I would have, honestly, me being honest, I have Jimmy Ward over Budda Baker.
Stop, Chris. Stop.
Whoa.
That is the ultimate homer.
Hey, listen. You was a DB at a point, but you was always a running back at heart. So like you gotta step back a little bit. You get what I'm saying? Budda Baker is a baller, bro.
Stop it.
A baller.
Y'all not watching Jimmy. And Jamal Adams ain't that good to me. I don't care what none of y'all say on this show, off this show. Jamal Adams plays in the box and cannot cover for his life. Jamal Adams cannot cover for his life. Did y'all not see what Cooper Kupp did to him last week? Jamal Adams cannot cover. I don't care what nobody say. And Minkah Fitzpatrick, ever since Kyle Juszczyk threw that man to next year, Minkah Fitzpatrick is cool.
So, would you consider Jimmy Ward better than Marcus Williams, your safety? Because I really like him.
I wouldn't say that because I feel like Marcus Williams has become a better safety, but he's more like play everything in front of him. What I'll say, honestly, with Jimmy Ward, I think Jimmy Ward's a lot more dynamic than a lot of these safeties because he's played every position on the field.
Right.
But what I'll say is, honestly, I don't think he's a ball hawk. I don't feel like he makes enough plays. That's why I'm gonna be honest with you, Pat.
Did you watch the Rams game?
Okay, but listen, I would put Minkah before him because Minkah takes the ball away. I feel like Jimmy Ward doesn't take the
Jimmy
ball
Ward had like 3 strip fumbles that Rams game.
He doesn't take the ball away enough. You get what I'm saying?
That's
like
crazy.
That's why I wouldn't put him. I wouldn't put him in that fold. And then the reason why I put Budda Baker before him as well. Budda Baker is a fearless fearless tackler.
Oh, Jimmy's fearless. No, Jimmy's fearless. Don't do that.
But I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe what I'll say is this. maybe Jimmy Ward maybe stood out a lot more because of all the injuries on the Niners secondary.
No,
Come on, man.
I'm not gonna put him top 3, top 5. I wouldn't even put him there.
You wouldn't put him top 5?
I don't know. That's hard.
Miles, I'm with you.
I feel like no, you know what, Quan? I'm gonna say it like this: it's hard to say top safeties when now safeties play particular spots on the field. Now you can, like we got guys.
Jimmy Ward can play just in the everywhere.
I'll say that, but I'll say because Jacoski Tart can't do nothing, so you got to put Jimmy everywhere.
Miles, I'm with you on he don't make enough interceptions, but tackling. Bruh
is crazy.
Bruh's a beast, bruh. Honestly, to me, he tackles way better than Budda Baker.
Yes.
Honestly.
Yes.
Because Budda,
maybe I'm thinking more first half of the season when the Cardinals are doing well. Okay, I'll go. I'll digress and give you all that. But yeah, go ahead.
Hot take.
Is it my turn? Hot take.
Hot take. Let's go.
All right, hot take. All right, since I got time to think about it. So I actually been thinking. So we seen Doug Peterson.
You sound dumb. Did you watch the Rams? So them only 2 in the Rams game.
I told you to ban him. I told you a couple weeks ago.
Did you watch the Rams game?
I told you to ban him.
1 second.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mees.
Anyways, so we just seen an exit from Doug Peterson, right? He wasn't that locker room.
No, he was not.
So, everybody was like, oh, maybe this is Carson Wentz's chance to get back into the fold. Think about this. The Eagles are actually scheduling to interview, I forget the guy's name, but he's the head coach for the Oklahoma Sooners right now.
Lincoln Riley.
Honestly, if that move gets made, Jalen Hurts is now going to be the franchise quarterback, and Carson Wentz is still going to be on the outs in the NFL.
Okay, I have a part 2 to your hot take because I like that actually.
It makes a lot of sense.
It does. If that comes to fruition, can you tell us where you think he would? Because you would have to trade him because you're not going to have $30+ million on the bench. So where do you see him landing if that happens?
You know what? I was going to say this on our last segment, just talking about the coaches. It's crazy about there's 6 teams that need coaches. And it's about 4 or 5 of them that need quarterbacks. So I think it's all dictated. It's going to be dictated off of what coaches get hired. Because if you get an offensive mind, that's out of some of those coaching vacancies, maybe that's where Carson Wentz goes. But I've seen him play so bad this year. It's so hard to say that he's going to be a starter somewhere else.
True.
Where I could see him or maybe starting is because they're at the second pick in the draft. I could see the Jets thinking about it.
Whoa! I didn't expect you to say that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I can see the Jets thinking about it.
I see where he's going there. Though.
Because you know why?
But then what do you do with Sam?
Because listen,
they're getting rid of Sam.
I think they're gonna get rid of Sam. But I just see that the Jets have so much, like they have so many vacancies at positions. They need some experience somewhere. So, like, do you bring in a rookie quarterback with no guys, or do you bring in a vet that could arguably maybe mash it up a little bit? So I can see a Carson Wentz in a Jets uniform.
Pat, you got a team that Carson Wentz can go to? If you could extend on Miles' hot take, because I got one, but I want to hear your thoughts.
That Carson Wentz can go to?
If Miles' prediction comes true, which makes a lot of sense, actually, if it happens, where do you see Carson Wentz going? Because they're not going to keep $30+ million on the bench. That's just not going to happen.
The New England Patriots.
Ooh, I don't know why. I don't know why they think of that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they think of that.
Now I'll agree with you because that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
So
if you think sorry before you go, Quan, if you think about it, Bill Belichick does a great job of grabbing bad players that had like bad just situations and bringing them in just for a little money and just being like, hey, you can be disposable, but you need to do your job here.
But Bill would only do that if he could restructure that contract. So maybe they would have to agree to do that, which I'm sure he would to go to New England. But
what do you have, $30 million a year?
30 plus. I don't know what it is, but 30 plus.
Yes, sir.
Look it up. But Pat, get that next topic ready because I'm gonna just blurt mine out. I think Carson, if Ben retires, he can go to Pittsburgh. I think he could work in Pittsburgh with all them receivers they got.
I can see Pittsburgh trying to trade and get Deshaun
or Sam Darnold. Okay. See,
now we're going a lot.
Well, you know what?
Pittsburgh gonna give up.
So now, though, let me say this: going forward, though, this year was the most money that Carson Wentz would have made. This year was his big money year at $39 million. Next year drops down to 25, and then the following drops down to 22. So
this is the year to get him out of here.
So I mean, but no, this 2020 was the year he got all of his money.
Oh, this okay.
That $39 million was the bulk of that contract was at $39 million this year, and then next year it'll go 25, and then 2022 it'll go to 22. It doesn't go above 27 going forward.
I can't leave. I mean, maybe whoever takes the Eagles job, maybe they make Carson and Jalen battle it out, and if he doesn't win it outright, you're not keeping.
Chris keeps on talking about Jimmy Ward. Is Jimmy Ward not good, Chris? Like, let me know. Is Jimmy Ward not good? Because you sound crazy. But go ahead. Y'all go.
And that was my point of the hot take. If the Oklahoma head coach gets the job, that just automatically puts Carson on the outs.
Absolutely, because like, Jalen's his guy.
It's an automatic, like, you're done, like
guaranteed.
And you arguably trade him, and you get maybe a couple of receivers, maybe a couple of draft picks. But to Pat's point, that's a lot of money to be given up, you know.
Yeah.
So you got to be wise with this trade.
You're right.
Jimmy Ward is salvageable. There's nothing wrong with him in my eyes, Pooh.
What is salvage means? Salvage means get it back right?
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with him. There's nothing wrong with him.
What do y'all see that me and Pat clearly don't see?
Honestly, he was the bright side of the secondary the whole year. Verrett was the bright side halfway through.
Hey, Pat, I got an idea.
I want to say this, Chris. You are no longer allowed to speak positive about Jimmy Ward. All right, you're on Jimmy Ward timeout. You can never say he's good.
I got an idea.
Is ridiculous.
Pat, I think I know why people don't like Jimmy Ward. Jimmy Ward, and maybe I thought like this too. People look at Jimmy Ward the same way they look at that other first round pick that y'all drafted, who no one even liked when y'all drafted him.
Who?
That receiver from Illinois.
Oh,
Jesus.
AJ, don't talk about AJ.
No, but Jimmy was another guy when y'all picked him. Everyone
he was
like,
back.
what?
But I'm about to tell you, and I hope Pooh is still on here. I'm gonna tell you who Jimmy Ward is for the 49ers defense.
Who is he?
Not as vocal and emotional, but Jimmy Ward is Draymond Green. The numbers aren't crazy. The numbers aren't staggering.
But he get it done.
His presence in the game.
He get it done.
Yes,
he makes it a completely.
He won't give up. He won't give up the explosion play.
No, his presence is gonna go crazy. Jimmy Ward is like Draymond. His presence is crazy.
I think Jimmy Ward could be even a poor man's. I'm talking poor man's in stat wise. A poor man's honey badger because he plays nickel. He plays strong. He can drop in coverage, and he takes everybody's tight end 1-on-1.
Come on, y'all don't watch. All right, Pooh, you a Raider fan? I'm gonna get that to you and all that. Maybe you just watch Raider games. Maybe y'all don't watch the full Niner game, and that's not how you see it.
I'm gonna say Adams better than him.
Come on, man. Right? He gonna say what's y'all quarterback? Abrams.
Not Abrams.
Nah, Abrams ain't done enough yet, and I'm a Raider fan. He ain't did enough yet.
Let's do it, man. Let's get into it, man. Y'all know what time it is. It is divisional round prediction time. Let's get it going. Do it. Get the ticker rolling. Y'all know how we do this on this prediction show. It go Pat, it go Quan, it go Miles riding or taking us back, bringing up the back end, I'll say. So let's get it going, man. Pause that all day, every day. First up is that Rams and Packers game. In this game, I talked about this earlier. It's going to be a heck of a game. It's going to be a lot of greatness moving. That's disrespectful to Tyrann. Quan, you talking crazy? He said he's a poor man's Tyrann, and that's disrespectful to Tyrann.
Who said that?
Chris. Don't worry about it. Anyway, I'm gonna say it like this. I got the Packers in this game. And it's going to be, for me personally, I think it's going to be a kind of a tough game for the Rams. I'm going to go Packers in this game 27-10.
I'm going Packers as well. I don't think Jalen will get a lot of opportunities to get Adams one-on-one. I think when he does get him one-on-one, he will minimize him to a certain extent, but they put Adams in the slot a lot, and Jalen does not follow in the slot. He follows you outside. He don't follow the slot. So I think the Packers will win that game. I just don't think they're healthy enough, Pat. I don't think Goff is healthy enough to make it a year.
This fool started watching. He started watching the show 3 weeks ago and said we've been wrong a lot this year. Boy, if you don't go sit down, the only thing you do is pick Tom Brady and get wrong everything else wrong. All right, go ahead, Miles. On you.
I got the Packers in this game. I got a feeling that I think the Rams are going to try to come with the same scheme they did to try to slow down DK, and I feel like it may slow down the passing game, but I honestly think that the Packers' run game will actually make a difference in this game.
Aaron Jones.
I don't know who it's Aaron Jones, and I think it's a bigger back. He's like 20. He's like number 28. He actually ran pretty well. Yeah, he actually ran pretty well closer to the end of the season, and I think that'll be the difference on that side of the ball. And I honestly just think the Packers are just, they're ready to go crazy in Lambeau. I think that defense gets a lot of sacks on. Yeah, and it's hard. That's a hard place to play. It's a hard place to play.
And that's another thing to point out. So then we're going to go through it real quick. I see as we get everybody up here on the board, it looks like Moms is going Packers, Pops is going Packers, Chris is going Rams. It looks like Jordy's going Packers, and then Pooh said he agrees with Chris. Chris gives out a score of 22-17. I'm worried. This is my only thing, and I hope Chris and Pooh hear me. I'm worried about this. They're going to have to lean heavily on Cam Akers. We seen last week, John Wolford went down early in the first, right?
Yep.
Early in the first. Jared Goff was 9 of 19 for 155. 9 of 19 for 155. Clearly, there's a problem there. Clearly, he has something going on with that throwing thumb. And I don't know if you ever threw a football, but that thumb is very, very important in throwing that ball with accuracy as well as deep. So him having that thumb issue is going to be a big deal. Cam Akers is going to have a huge game on top of the fact Cooper Kupp might not play. And we don't know Aaron Donald with fractured ribs. I don't know how great he's going to be. He's going to be great, but he does have the fractured ribs.
Hey, Pat, Goff's thumb was hurting and giving him trouble in a dome. What's it going to do in that freezing? He probably can't even feel the ball.
Come on, bro.
Take that thing.
It's just about being smart, man.
Yeah. They should start Wofford if you can.
Okay, so who said no? I'm not taking the Rams. I agree with him. Something previously said about a poor man. Sorry, I got Packers by 10. So he got the Packers by 10. Next game up is this Ravens at the Bills. Ravens at the Bills. We did not talk about this game. This game is going to be very intriguing, very interesting.
I know where I'm going.
You need to think a little bit.
The thing is, I really, really like the Bills. I really like the Bills. The only issue is, like we talked about earlier, if the Bills cannot run the football, it's gonna be a tough time for them because this, Humphreys and Marcus Peters aren't no slouches at corner on the outside. You know what I'm saying? So
that's the real playoff P.
So you got a secondary that can match up well against the Diggs and they honestly. Those other receivers are going to have to step up. John Brown's going to have a game. He can't just be out there another guy. He's going to have a game. So with that being said, I'm going with the Ravens in this game. I'm going with the Ravens. A score of 34-28.
I'm going Bills. I don't see. I think the Bills defense is going to sell out to stop the run. And if they chose to sell out and go man to man, no Ravens receiver is going to be dealing with them Bills man to man.
Go man to man. You know what's going to happen, Quan? You know what happens as a corner when you play man to man?
What happens?
You turn your back to the quarterback. Do you know who plays quarterback for the Ravens?
Yeah, Lamar Jackson. That's fine. I mean, well, it's not fine. It's not fine, but
okay.
But sure. I don't know. Look, I'm gonna look at it like this: if the Bills get out to a good lead, it's a wrap. If the Ravens let the score get away from them at any point in the game, first quarter, second quarter, it's a wrap. I don't see the Ravens getting into a shootout with the Bills. I just don't see it. So I'm gonna go Bills.
All right, quick question: do the Buffalo Bills have field turf or grass?
Field
Turf.
So I changed my pick. So my pick is honestly going to be the Ravens. The reason why I'm going to go with the Ravens is because if we watch how the last couple games of the season, J.K. Dobbins, I think that's his name, J.K. Dobbins and who's the other back? 35.
Gus Edwards.
Yeah.
Gus Edwards. They do a pretty good job as a 1-2 punch, and I feel like honestly, Lamar Jackson makes it a lot. He makes it tough on defenses, and if the Bills go 3 and out as much as they did against the Colts, Lamar Jackson is going to get more and more possessions, more and more time off the clock, more and more time of possession. And that's what the Colts did last week, the Bills, which made the game so close. Phillip Rivers was extending drives. And honestly, that's what the Ravens predicate their offense on is time management. So I can just see that it's just not enough time for the Bills to make it at the end of the game. So honestly, I'm gonna go with Lamar Jackson and the Ravens.
You know what's crazy, and I'm happy you talk about what was that, Gus Bradley, or whatever. What's
Gus
his name?
Edwards. Gus Edwards.
Gus Edwards. What's crazy about that is Mark Ingram was a healthy scratch last week.
Oh,
we know.
I'm gonna say no. Listen, he hasn't been playing all season. J.K. and Edwards have been the featured backs. They're keeping Mark Ingram there to keep them with energy, keep them with some type of leadership. You get what I'm saying?
We know what's
happening. We got the Ravens. Ravens. Moms comes in. She got the Bills. Pops got the Ravens. Pooh says Ravens win by a game-winning field goal.
That's possible.
Chris got the Bills, but he got the Bills 27-20. He says Lamar in the snow. You can run better in the snow than you can pass. I just want to put that out there. And he's probably.
So will it be snow in this game?
It has a chance.
I know it's gonna be cold.
They said it has a chance to snow.
He got the built-in hand warmer in the jersey. He's fine.
Jordy got the Ravens. Ed comes in and says, yeah, he likes the Bills by 7. He also points out the fact that the Colts had a top 5 defense in every category, so the Colts defense wasn't a pushover. So that's very true.
Good point.
But it's going to be a good one. Now we get down to the Browns at the Chiefs.
Well, we know where Pat going based off his rant.
I have to pick an upset. And if you want me to pick an upset,
you're honestly coming with the craziest upset of the week.
It's an upset. I don't want to pick the safe upset.
To beat the Super Bowl defending champs?
Yeah, I got the Browns over the Chiefs. I got the Browns over the Chiefs in this one. Not a huge amount of rationale behind it, but I think that if the Browns are able to keep the ball on the ground, run the ball, and take the time of possession away from the Chiefs, run that ball, give, maybe to shorten down Patrick Mahomes' time of possession by two possessions. If they're able to take 2 possessions out of his hands in that game, I like the Browns in this game.
I saved this point just for the prediction. The Browns will be going into this game with 3 starting linemen out. So Chris Jones is going to eat. Their guards, both I think they're all-pro guards. Zeitler is not playing, and then 2 other linemen are out. So Chris
Jones, 55? Who's 55, Quan?
That's Frank Clark coming off the edge.
Frank Clark,
he ain't no slouch either.
He's not a slouch. So I saved that point for that. It's going to be tough for Baker. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs. And this is the only game I'm going to have a score on. The score will be 38-21.
38-21.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs. But I do think that this game is – I think this game will be decided 2 ways. If the Chiefs go out to a big lead, game's over.
Facts.
But if the game is close if the game is close at the end of halftime, Chiefs will end up sneaking out the win at the end. It's just my homeboy.
So Quan, going back to your point, it looks like only one of those linemen will not play.
I heard 3 this morning. I got bad information.
So Jay Conklin did
They
not
limping
practice.
in.
Jay Conklin did not practice. He has a hamstring. Wyatt Teller was the guard. He has an ankle, but he was limited in practice today, but he did practice. And J.C. Tritter, the center, has a knee, but he was limited in practice today, but he did practice.
Okay, so maybe it was they mentioned all them injuries, but then later on they said that they're going to play.
Arrowhead has fans, correct?
Yes, limited fans. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Another reason.
Yeah, so that's just my take on that. I got the Browns in that one. Let's see what the people said. Pooh comes in. Pooh says Chiefs by 13. Pop say Chiefs. Jordy say Chiefs. Mom say Browns. Shout out to my mama. She got it right. Chris got the Chiefs. Chris got the Chiefs 38-20.
I mean, you could have just agreed with my prediction, 38-21. You could have just kept them on.
Yeah, and then Ed got the Browns got a shot. Clock management and convert on third downs. It's possible. And the Chiefs ain't look good in a month. That's all I've been saying. That's all I gotta say.
That's what's scary, Ed. They ain't look good and can't nobody beat them. So if they turn it on, it's gonna get ugly.
And they coming off of a 2-week bye, basically. So you got that right. So we'll see. I like I said, I got the Browns in a close one.
I got you.
But I do got the, and I say maybe the Browns somewhere like 27-24 kind of deal.
And you're saying that the Browns are gonna go to the AFC Championship.
That's what I just said. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want you to say it out loud.
Browns AFC Championship. Book it. Next on the docket, man, we got the Bucks at the Saints.
Be wise in how you choose.
For me, every team has its kryptonite, right? And the Bucks, I don't know. The way that they've played the Saints all year, both times, especially what was that? The last time? Was it the last time that they played? Let me actually. I'm gonna go look it up while we're talking here because I want to be very clear in what I'm saying. So they lost to the Saints 34-23. Mm-hmm. They lost to the Saints 38-3. This is what I'm talking about. So there's been games. I think the 38-3 one was the first one of the year, right? That was the earlier. But this one I do agree with Pooh. This one will be a closer game, but I still see the Saints pulling this one out. I got the Saints in this game. Yeah, I'm gonna go 35-27. Saints.
I'm going Saints. I don't have a score. I just don't see how they can handle the front four. And with all the receivers coming in banged up except Antonio Brown, like Marshawn, look, I think I was talking to Chris on the phone and I said, I don't know why Kendall Fuller for the Washington is letting Mike Evans run by him when Mike Evans has a hyperextended knee. Marshawn Lattimore will not let that happen. Even a healthy Mike Evans, he's not going to get open like that. So I just don't see this being a good matchup. They got their number, like you said, and the way you beat Brady or even Breeze, but the way you beat stationary quarterbacks is interior pressure, and that's where the Saints are at.
Cam Jordan and the boys going to get after him. And I also like Davis being able to cover Leonard Fournette out of the backfield. That's what saved Tom Brady a lot last week was Fournette out of the backfield, and Davis can make that play. Davis can make that cover. And I want to say, like I just said, 35-27, and Pooh came in and said he has the Saints by 8 because of that Bucs defense has absolutely no answer for Alvin Kamara.
They don't, and then don't forget Malcolm Jenkins coming down to cover.
I know he didn't play last week, but is the rookie playing? Devin White? Or not the rookie, but Devin White. Is Devin White playing?
Devin White, the linebacker.
He's back.
He's back this week.
Okay, so I got Devin White and Levante David.
Yep, but I'm still going Saints. I don't got a score. I don't know how tight it will be, but I'm going Saints still.
Well, you guys already know who I'm going with.
Of course.
But we about to make it a little bit of a Saints edition at the end. But honestly, back to like Quan's point, Brady's kryptonite is pass rush, and Saints are probably the only team in the NFL that has been able to successfully pass rush him with just 4 guys. Now, what I will say is I believe the game's going to be a little closer because we do have arguably our best pass rushers. He may play, he may not with Trey Hendrickson or whatever the last name is, but which he was third in the league in sacks. He just mauls those guys, and honestly, I don't think that the Bucs O-line is that great. I think that they're not great at all. And also, Tom Brady has had his worst QBR games against the Saints this year, 2 of his worst games. And lastly, just like how Pat said, Alvin Kamara the Bucs can't stop him. They can't stop Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill has had field days against them in 2 meetings. But we did see a report where Taysom Hill has been a little ginger at practice, but we get a healthy Trey Smith coming back in. Mike Thomas is probably going to continue to pick up where he left off. That long break that he had was just wonders for him.
He looked good.
He looked real good. And I think Breeze, he's still working working things out. But I do agree with what you said last week, Quan. We do need to get Emmanuel Sanders a little bit more involved in the offense to make us look, unstoppable. That's what I'll say. But I do think Brady's going to have a better game than he had in the first two previous
years. He's going to have to. He's going to have a better game. Yes. I mean, in both games combined. In both games combined this year against the Saints, he's thrown 5 interceptions.
Oof.
He had 13. Come on now.
On that game on November 8th, he came in with a QBR of 5.
You sounding like Shannon Sharp out there.
In the September game, he had a QBR of 41. So it's by far that these are, by far, literally his worst 2 games of the year was against the Saints. And that's something that, is to be looked at. On top of the fact that when he played the Saints, not only did he throw 5 interceptions, he was sacked 6 times in both of those games combined. So he has 6 sacks, 5 interceptions. And the first game he threw for 239. The second game he threw for 209.
Yeah. And I think my boy. Go ahead, Pat.
Antonio Brown is healthy, but then those other guys aren't. So we're gonna see what that looks like. I mean, I don't know.
And to that other point, our boy Hendog last week, he showed that Hendog.
I wasn't ready for that.
That D line, they're just susceptible to QB runs. Even the linebackers, they're just susceptible to the QB run. And I could just see Taysom Hill coming in. You think he's going to run QB power. He drops back. Now you're in a one-on-one matchup game. And arguably that the time he fumbled.
Throw that thing. And Taysom can throw that thing.
That was a touchdown to Deontay Harris if he doesn't get the ball stripped against the Bears last week.
Yeah.
Did y'all notice how quiet Chris got?
Because he know what's about to happen. And we finna roast Brady. I can't wait.
Go.
He out of here, man. I don't know where he go.
I'm not rooting against Brady. I hope he plays well because I want to see a good game. But if they lose, I'm finna light him up.
Wait, Ed.
Ed said Tom about to spike.
So I'll take a bet.
Ed, you know what? No prediction necessary. If Tom Brady wins that game, you get the full field level workout, shirt, cups, the whole 9. You get that if Tom Brady win that game,
and you get a team free workout.
And you get a free team free workout.
Nice. Sure you need
it. Hey, can you put in the comments on why you think this will be different when the other 2 times we haven't seen it? Just put in the comments.
He don't have no reason. Ed don't have no reason why. He's just talking. But let's go over here. Let's see what's gonna happen, man. Pooh came in and said gonna be a closer game than the first 2 for sure. Definitely agree with that. Chris has Bucks 33, Saints 31.
I got a question. My bad, Pat. Go ahead and finish the
Go ahead. You got your question, bro.
So when the Saints beat them the first time, and then the second game came around, it was, the second game gonna be much different. It's gonna be much different. Brady's gonna be ready.
The second game.
And then why am I to believe that this is gonna be different when y'all said the same thing about the second game?
You know what almost kind of reminds me of is remember when the Niners banged the Packers in the regular season last year? Like they banged them in the regular season last year. Then everybody said, it's going to be a difference as a playoff. And it was much of the same.
They banged them.
The only issue is that this is the third time. This is the divisional opponent. So we would hope to believe that the Bucks will make some kind of adjustment because, well, we would have hoped to believe that. So the first game, 34-23. First game. Bucks, Bruce Arians, Tom Brady. Come on, let's make some adjustments. Second game, 38-3. So what happened was it looks like the Saints made even better adjustments to make sure that they can win by a bigger margin.
It's because the Bucks can't run the ball. So it makes Tom Brady have to be a drop back passer, which is not what he wants to do. What the Saints, we have a top 10 run defense. You get what I'm saying? The better run team is going to win the game. That's just what it is. You know who it is. Arguing.
Here we go. All right, let's go. So he had the Saints, but he had the Bucks in that one, 33-31. Mom's got the Saints. Jordy got the Saints. Pooh got the Saints. Pooh got the Saints by 8. No answer for AK-41. Ed says the O-line is way better than it was in early November.
It's the same man.
Oh, is Ed a Brady fan?
Yeah, he is.
Okay. Okay, we got you now.
Okay. So he got the Bucks 35-31. My boy Rob Thompson got on late. He put all his picks in. He's actually picking the Bucks in this as well. And Pooh says, I do not trust Bruce Arians' judgment in the playoffs.
Oh, okay. We talking now.
It's almost like your head coach leads the league in interceptions. Like every quarterback he has had has led the league in interceptions.
Right.
You know?
So Breeze with a win from Pops. Rob, got you. Don't even worry about it. Y'all gonna be on here speechless is what Ed says. I got plenty of reasons. Can you say 2? Then Chris says Pat was wrong about the Titans versus
here we go.
Pat was wrong about the Pats versus the Bucks. So you named two predictions I got wrong, and then gonna put it on like I'm gonna be wrong about this. I can go back to last week and name 3 predictions you got wrong. So come on, bro. Get it right. Breeze gonna choke again in the playoffs. So you got Breeze choking Chris, and then Pooh got Bruce Arians choking.
So Breeze gonna choke again in the playoffs. Could happen. But did Tom Brady choke last year? Or are we gonna just say he had no weapons? Come on, bro. He lost first round. We could talk about it. We could talk.
Who says playoff Brady is a different breed? I agree. But we got.
That's the truth. That's true.
You got to improve off that 38-3. Pops got New Orleans. Brady is made for these moments, and Antonio Brown is playing on another level.
Oh, okay. He went to become the top 5 receiver in the league. Huh? Is that what happened?
Brady only had 12 interceptions, is what Brady.
And 5 against this team. 5 against this team, Chris.
Good point. I got almost half of his interceptions came against the Saints.
I got my Skip Bayless.
So that's one. Ed, here comes Ed with his cover.
Here we go.
O-line wasn't even intact the second game. Okay. They benched Scotty Miller for Antonio Brown, who just got there. But I'll take y'all bets.
But okay.
That was so Chris says I got 2 wrong last week. So did I, Chris.
Okay. So Ed. Antonio Brown is better than Scotty Miller. I'm not arguing that. But Scotty Miller was productive just like Antonio Brown is productive before he got benched. He didn't get benched because of production. He got benched because AB is AB.
Honestly, benching that guy, it would have not made a difference. His QBR was 5 and the other one was 41. He just couldn't get anything right. What is benching gonna do?
Hey man, 0 to 100, he got 5, bro. That's
come on. Your QBR is 5 and you the GOAT right now.
You the GOAT.
You the GOAT and you got QBR at 5. Go to sleep.
And
the O-line wasn't intact. But their O-line has been garbage all season. Their best blocking game was against Chase Young last week.
So Ed, that's the bet. If you win, we're gonna send all that field level merch over to you. Make sure you have that. And Miles said you get a team fitty workout
session because he needs it. I may give it to him anyway.
So with that being said, though, man, I want to kind of point out this fact. Ed, you did say Scotty Miller, and I'm happy that you said what you said, Quan, because Scotty Miller, up until this point, put up 500 yards this year.
And ain't really played since AB got there. And AB been there for at least 5 games, right?
Oh, AB been there for more than 5 games.
Oh, go down to what Chris just said.
AB, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're right. AB been there for 5 games, and in 5 games, AB put up 400 yards, 483.
He put up 43, and Scotty Miller put up over 5. And y'all better cut it out.
Yeah. AB last 4 games, he has 5 touchdowns. Y'all talking crazy. He has 4.
Brady was force feeding him the ball so he can get that meal. Let's not act like that didn't happen either.
Yeah, he got 4. 1 less than 5. So that's what that is, man. I think it's a lot of hot takes being said. I want y'all to let's have this conversation. Keep the conversation going on social media all week. If y'all have a problem with it, Chris, go on Twitter, tag the field level. Tell us that we crazy. Tell us that we don't know what we're talking about. Let's keep the conversation going. Ed, hop on Facebook. Tell the people that the field level is crazy. But if you're going to say that when Sunday night, what they play Sunday night or Saturday?
Oh no.
I want to say they play Sunday.
I want to say the Bucks play on Sunday. Sunday night.
That's a 3:40 game.
Sunday night. If that doesn't go your way, don't hide. Don't go on the shell. We're gonna be here regardless.
We coming.
We're gonna be here regardless. Bro, I'm looking at the stats right now. I'm literally looking at the stats. He scored twice. Yeah, he scored twice. He got all right. Here we go. He got.
Is he talking about the playoff game?
Oh, he talking about the playoff game. I have 4 in the regular season.
Hey, Pat. Pat, before you go, can you just tell me Scotty Miller's numbers and tell me AB's numbers, please, if you wouldn't mind.
AB's numbers, I want to say, was 45 for 43 with 4 touchdowns in the regular season.
43.
And then Scotty was 33 catches for 501 and 3 touchdowns.
So you mean to tell me the bruh got benched and he had less catches but more yards and only 1 less touchdown?
Stop it.
Man, you better cut it out. Man, cut it out.
It is what it is, man. But that's all we got for tonight, man. I will be back. We will be back with y'all. Y'all got me stuttering and some more stuff. We will be back with y'all Sunday night after these games. I hope y'all keep that same energy because we will. We will. Hey, win, lose, or draw, we in here all fall. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Win, lose, or draw, we here all fall. So it is what it is. I want to thank Miles for hopping on tonight, man, being with us, man. Place to see TCT prayers up for you in a little one. But hey,
sir.
I'm Pat. That's Quan. That's Miles. It's the field level. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification button. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure y'all like our page on Facebook. Share it. Let somebody else like it too. It's the field level football podcast of the West Coast. We out of here, man.